LEGO Dimensions has around 30 different franchises interwoven into a time-traveling multiversal complex continuity. From Batman to Wizard of Oz to Portal to Adventure Time to The Simpsons, there's a lot of franchises you wouldn't expect to be together. And, best of all, it's LEGO-fied. The story begins quite a while ago, long before time had a name. That is actually a time period in LEGO. Before there were quirks, the first world or planet ever was created and is this purple sand dune place. It would become known as Foundation Prime. The only location there is a single area depicting 12 objects, and those 12 things are elements created alongside the beginning of time. These are seemingly man-made objects. But no, they are the foundation of the universe, and even the multiverse, giving them the name of the foundation elements. Kryptonite, the One Ring, the Palantir, a treasure chest, ruby slippers, inanimate carbon rod, the Staff of Elements, a flux capacitor, a cake, a PKE meter, a gold token, and a diamond scarab. Completely random objects with no connection to major franchises, all generated by happenstance. These 12 items went on to create all of the dimensions, all of the universes of the multiverse. Now I can't say for sure which element created which dimension, but I'm going to make some logical inferences. Kryptonite created the DC Comics universe, housing Batman, Superman, the Justice League, you know all of them. The One Ring created Middle-earth, home to the Lord of the Rings franchise. The Palantir, also from Lord of the Rings, maybe helped with that? I don't know how to make sense of it because this is the only franchise that gets 2 elements. The treasure chest created the LEGO movie world. The ruby slippers created the Land of Oz. The inanimate carbon rod created Springfield from The Simpsons. The Staff of Elements created Ninjago. Yeah, I know that's not really how it happened. I have an almost 2-hour video explaining how Ninjago became Ninjago. Definitely, in all caps, not how Ninjago was created, but go with it for this. The flux capacitor created the Back to the Future universe, even though that's supposed to be regular Earth. The cake created the Portal universe, which is supposed to take place in Michigan's Upper Peninsula, so that's just also Earth. The PKE meter created the Ghostbusters universe. Again, that's just Earth. The gold token created the Midway universe. Midway is the company that created all of those iconic arcade games, so it's like video game world. And the diamond scarab created the Scooby-Doo universe. So that's Ohio. Each of the 12 then resided in their respective universes. There are plenty of dimensions and universes beyond those, but I can't say for sure which did what. Oh, hang on, I'm getting a phone call. Hello? Yeah, I used that time travel box a couple weeks ago. Don't use it. I'm the president. I'm gonna do what I want. Oh, it's ripping the multi-mungverse apart? Is that good? Oh, that's not good. Past and future iterations are still using it. I can't help with that. Should I tell the audience that? Alright, I will. So guys, one of my advisors has warned that the universe is slightly collapsing. He says you may or may not notice alternate versions of me dimensionally traveling around. Probably not gonna happen, so I wouldn't worry about it. Hello. Hey, what's up? Anyway, skip forward some time, like a lot of time. This no-good evildoer, Lord Vortek, and his hired robot, Expo, have been traveling forever in search of Foundation Prime, and finally, they find it. Vortek proclaims his plans of collecting all 12 elements to rule the multiverse. Wow, a villain that wants to rule everything? How original. After they find it, he banishes his little robot to a planet called Vorton. Vortek erects a castle surrounding that square and begins hiring fellow evildoers to retrieve the 12 elements. Vortek is too weak now to travel the dimensions himself, so he also just begins opening rifts throughout the universes. That affects the entire space-time continuum and begins ripping people and things from their universe to another one. This is basically the merge before the merge in Ninjago. You feel me? Every known dimension was affected, including all of the ones hosting an element, but also the human Earth. Like the place we people live. Also the Doctor Who universe, Chima, the land of Ooh of Adventure Time, and so many other places. Batman and Robin are chasing Bane through Gotham, who has Kryptonite, one of the 12 elements, and Robin grabs a rogue piece, and is suddenly sucked into a portal. Batman chases after him, and is teleported to Middle-earth as Gandalf is fighting the Balrog, and falls down the chasm. Batman saves Gandalf from the pit, and reunites with the Fellowship. But only for like 2 seconds because Frodo, holding the ring, gets sucked into another rift. Batman and Gandalf, who have now instantly joined forces without much thought, jump into the portal together and come out in Cloud Cuckoo Land from the LEGO movie. meeting with that gang, which includes the Lego Movie Batman, a completely separate character to Batman who is the main Batman in the Lego games. It's also worth noting that Gandalf appears in the Lego Movie, so I think that would also be a separate character. Metalbeard owns the treasure chest element, but then he gets sucked away, so Batman, Gandalf, and Wildstyle from the Lego Movie jump into the portal, blasting them out of the gateway portal located on planet Vorton. It's the physical portal you build for the Toys to Life gimmick. The gateway has 5 purple ovals surrounding it. These are keystones, the Shift, Chroma, Elemental, Scale, and Locate keystones. Keystones give them special abilities, but they don't really have any historical implication. Hello. When the 3 shoot out, the gateway breaks and the keystones are sucked into a fleeting portal. Here to help and guide them is the disembodied voice of Expo. The 3 of them race against Lord Vortek and his new band of villains. The 3 heroes head to Oz, fight the Wicked Witch, and get one of the scattered keystones, but Dorothy and the Red Slippers are sucked away. They go to Springfield, get a keystone, and fight Lord Business and the Joker, who get the carbon rod. They go to Chen's Island and fight some of the Elemental Masters, Chen himself, Lex Luthor, and Saruman. The 3 make it out with the keystone and the Staff of Elements. Hello? On their way to the next place, they get stuck in a rift, and the Doctor from Doctor Who saves them and brings them inside the TARDIS. They do a really weird time travel thing that is sort of confusing and really pointless. Doctor Who doesn't have an element despite being the most important franchise in this. They fight some Daleks and some other Doctor Who villains, get a keystone, and recruit the Doctor to help them. In Metropolis, they fight Sauron and Two-Face and get the final keystone. Time traveling now, they go to 1885 and fight Vortek disguised as a cowboy, and he gets the flux capacitor. And then they go to Portal, fight GLaDOS, and get the cake. To Minas Tirith and battles the Riddler atop the Balrog, and the 3 get the Palantir. Then to New York with the Ghostbusters and fight General Zod, and the heroes manage to get the PKE meter. In the Midway Arcade, they play arcade games against the most iconic character ever. I'm surprised they were able to license him for this game. You all know him, you all love him, Thief. So he fails at what he's named to do, and they beat him in the games, and they get the gold token. Finally, to Scooby-Doo, Ohio, Vortek disguises himself as a mummy, and they fight him and get the Diamond Scarab. Batman, Gandalf, and Wildstyle go to Foundation Prime to finish this. So while they're gone, Joker and all the fiends they've already defeated go to Vorton to get the elements Batman and co. already retrieved. Vortek brings all 12 elements together, forming a simple green baseplate. The foundation of the multiverse amounts to a square. Cool. Basically an empty canvas for Vortek to do what he pleases. So using Robin, Frodo, and Metalbeard, he creates a horrid abomination called the Try. And of course, they fight and destroy it, rescuing the 3 people they sought to in the very beginning. They collect everyone they have encountered and build a massive force to fight Vortek, and they beat him. That's basically it for Vortek. Besides, a single shattered piece of him is found by an unknown person. An arm reaches in, grabs it, and he becomes all Vortek-y. And that's where it ends. We never find out. So that's disappointing. This is unique. I'm Kaleidoscope among. In case you don't know about how the Dimensions product worked, you had to buy the actual game, which contained the gateway and the starting figs. If you wanted any new characters or vehicles, you had to buy those separately. There were also packs that basically gave you another whole game, but almost every single one of them had nothing to do with the Dimensions aspect, and were essentially just Lego-ized movies or episodes of their respective franchises. The only ones that offer any real crossovers is the Ghostbusters 2016 story and the Lego Batman movie story. The Ghostbusters one has a few crossovers, but nothing that actually affects the story and is more of just cameos. But the Lego Batman story was basically a part 2 of Dimensions, with tons of crossovers. Except the actual movie had those crossovers, so it's not really Dimensions related. But it has Voldemort, Sauron, Agent Smith from The Matrix, so technically, let me guess, Object Show?
Yeah, maybe.
Long after the events of Dimensions, or way before, I'm not sure since the portal can time travel, we'll just say at some point the gateway and the keystones became buried in dirt, only to eventually be discovered by Alan Grant and Ellie Sattler of Jurassic Park. This takes place at the end of the LEGO Jurassic World game. It released before Dimensions, so this is a teaser, but I don't know how to pinpoint the exact time in the timeline, or which timeline for that matter. Hello. Whatever. Who are you supposed to be? I'm edgy. I try to make sense of the canon for all the franchises, if Dimensions is canon or not, and I think I can decipher if a large majority of these brands are canon. If you start with the Lego Movie, it takes place in the Lego world, and so does Dimensions, so that's canon. The Lego Batman movie is a spin-off of that movie, so any character from another franchise that cameos in Lego Movie 1, 2, or the Batman movie should technically be canon to Dimensions as well. Gandalf appeared in the Lego Movie, which is sort of a Batman situation, but Sauron appeared in Batman, so I'll count it. Doc Brown in Lego Movie 2, Milhouse in the first movie, and an entire Lego Simpsons episode, not the same designs, but close enough. Velma in Lego Movie 2, so Scooby-Doo is canon. Ninjago is another Lego franchise, so they're automatically canon, but there are cameos in the movies as well. Chima is canon to Ninjago, so that's connected. The entire cast of Wizard of Oz is in Lego Movie 2. Voldemort's in the Batman movie, and Dumbledore's in the first Lego movie, so Harry Potter and Fantastic Beasts are canon. Beetlejuice is in Lego Movie 2. Gremlins are in the Batman movie, along with the Daleks, so that brings in Doctor Who. In Dimensions, DC Batman meets Lego Batman, connecting all of the DC universe, which includes Teen Titans Go. Using that logic, the gang met the Ghostbusters, the Midway characters, and they also met GLaDOS, making Portal canon. Lego City is another Lego theme, so that's automatically a part of it. And finally, Jurassic World with the ending cutscene. Leaving the rest of these. Adventure Time and Sonic could be considered canon because of the cameos in the Ghostbusters story, but I would say that's debatable. A good handful are 80s classics, which is kind of weird how they dominated a portion of the roster. I believe I'm rather well versed in all of media. Like, I at least know of certain movies and shows I've never watched, like the A-Team. I've never seen it, but I at least know about it. But Knight Rider. What the heck is Knight Rider? It's just weird picks for the game. Dung?
Mong, you won?
Of course I did.
The Mong in my universe is in prison because of me. Ha 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 ha.
Definitely a letdown. Get all these crazy franchises into Lego, super cool ones like Adventure Time and Sonic, and then nothing comes of it. I don't know if it's just me, but like A-Team and Mission Impossible, they just don't really feel like they fit within Dimensions, especially when you have Homer Simpson and Finn and Jake alongside them. Perhaps they could have picked more franchises that were relevant around the time of this game. It might have helped sales, maybe just a teensy bit. Also, probably not. This game was destined to die along with all other toys to life. Hello. There are 3 dimensions here.